When the globally popular game announced its shutdown, everyone began to frantically sell their equipment to recover some value. However, I did the opposite. I sold my house and took out loans to recharge the game. People laughed at my foolishness, but only I knew that the moment the game truly shut down, the world would change completely. Monsters from the game, from zombies to demons, would descend upon the real world. Those who held on to their game characters would inherit the abilities of their avatars. In my previous life, I reluctantly sold my account to face reality, but when the apocalypse arrived, I didn't even survive half a day. As I was dying, I made one last call. It was to my in-game partner, Lu Mengyao. Goodbye forever, I told her just before I died. But when I opened my eyes again, I found myself back in time, just before the game shut down. I was on a call with Lu Mengyao. What do you mean, goodbye forever? It's just a game shutdown. We can always play another game together, she said. Seeing the familiar scene, I instinctively asked her, like before, I'm planning to sell my account. What about you? No way, this game holds too many of my memories, she responded, just like she had before. Hearing her identical response, I knew for sure that I had traveled back in time. Seeing that I remained silent, Lu Mengyao seemed a little disappointed. To her, this game was not just a game. It was still a beautiful memory of hers, and Lin Chen was a part of that memory. Now hearing Lin Chen say he wanted to sell his account, and wouldn't accompany her to the end, she was naturally disappointed. In Lin Chen's memory before his rebirth, Lu Mengyao was indeed disappointed because of this. But after the game invaded reality, Lu Mengyao, who had inherited her abilities from the game, was still the first to express her intention to find him. At this thought, Lin Chen responded with a smile, I was just joking. After all, that the new world is not just your memory, it's also my memory, my youth. Rest assured, I won't sell my account, and I'll walk with you to the end, play until the last moment. Moreover, this time, all the instances we haven't swept, all the game scenes we haven't visited, I'll take you through them all. Really? Then let's settle on this. I'm going to bed first, you should also go to bed early, and take me tomorrow. Lu Mengyao's voice came. Okay. Lin Chen nodded heavily. Rebirth, this feeling is great. After hanging up the phone, Lin Chen didn't go to sleep immediately, but logged into the game forum. Decades of youth, and they say they're shutting down. New world really isn't human. Selling gold, selling accounts, with pictures, give a price and sell. By the way, curse, the executives and planners of the new world are idiots. Lost my mind, starting a thread to live broadcast melting equipment, what's fun in half a month? If you want to quit, just quit now. The whole forum was filled with posts like these. Lin Chen could really understand the feelings of these players. And now as a century-old online game, that a new world indeed carries too much. It's even the youth of a generation. But now, they say they're going to shut down. Remembering the past, like many others, Lin Chen also posted curses about the new world, and then sold his account. Lin Chen couldn't help but smile bitterly. Now that he was reborn and knew why that new world was shutting down, his mindset was naturally different. What Lin Chen has now is only relaxation. Lin Chen, in a good mood, thought about it and decided to persuade others. Even if he could persuade 1 or 2 people to keep their accounts, when the game invades reality in the future, humanity would have an extra bit of resistance. Right? So Lin Chen posted. To be honest, I don't believe that such a big company as New World, which has been running for 20 years, would shut down. I suggest you all don't believe it either. It might be some technical glitch, maybe they'll overcome it in half a month and be able to restart. Lin Chen meant well, but the current mentality of the players was too broken. His post not only did not receive support from others, but was also thrown more than 100,000 rotten eggs in less than 10 minutes, and there were even various insults below. This dog owner must be a businessman, trying to protect the market for fear of bankruptcy. Haha, there's already more than one businessman's account. I suggest everyone don't panic and delete their accounts now, and here comes another one. What kind of bullshit technical glitch? 20 years, has the new world ever had a glitch? I just want to say, the account is indeed everyone's own hard work, but if you don't destroy your own hard work, do you leave it to the executives and dog planners of the new world? Lin Chen, who was scolded by people, was very speechless. Great, kindness is taken for granted. Then he couldn't be bothered to experience these people. Lin Chen started to pay attention to the trading posts on the forum. Selling, 1 billion gold coins equals 100,000, want to speed up. 10 million gold coins, 10,000 pieces just throw, pass by don't miss. Chasing wind divine deer, rare mount, 300 just sell, good lord, didn't expect the prices in the game to fall so fast. You know, as a century-old online game, the gold coins in the new world have always been pegged 1-to-1 with reality, but now, 1 billion gold coins only need 100,000. From 1-to-1, it fell to 1,000-to-1, and it's probably going to keep falling. Besides, the Chasing Wind Divine Deer, this mount, Lin Chen remembers seems to be a rare mount exclusive to the priest, not cheap. Before one had to be worth tens of thousands, now 300 just sell, must buy. But not in a hurry now. Lin Chen knew that the subsequent prices would continue to fall, especially when tomorrow's confirmed shutdown announcement of the New World and the last expansion pack is released, completely nailing the news of the New World shutting down. It will fall a hard one. Then Lin Chen is good to bottom out. Besides, Lin Chen now doesn't have much money in his hands, his parents are gone, he's still in college, and he doesn't have a job yet. What he eats and uses are still the relief money left by his parents. The only thing worth the most is probably the house left to him by his parents. Lin Chen continued to browse the posts, then his eyes lit up. Wind Wand of the Mage God plus 12, max level artifact, unique in the server, selling for 600,000. Good lord, this is a piece of equipment from the max level Mage God set, and people are selling it, and it's plus 12. Lin Chen's profession is also a mage that he really wants to buy, but 600,000, too expensive, can't afford it. Damn, what am I thinking? Lin Chen gritted his teeth, slapped the table angrily. I'll sell the house tomorrow. After all, when the game invades reality, it's the end of the world. Only half a month left. In that time, the whole world will undergo a massive transformation. When monsters descend upon us, any skyscraper, any fortress, will crumble to dust under their assault, not to mention residential houses. So why aren't you selling now? The house of Lin Chen is in a school district. The city it's in, Longhai, is considered a second-tier city, but the house prices here are not cheap. Lin Chen immediately sought out a real estate agent upon hearing that a house in the school district was for sale. The agents were all excited. A school district house in Longhai City, that's hot property. Once the news of the house sale was released, several inquiries came in immediately, and soon someone offered a price that satisfied Lin Chen. 0.3 million. This price is completely acceptable in Longhai City. Moreover, the buyer was very eager. It was said that the buyer's daughter was going to attend a school across the street from the residential complex next semester. The buyer also planned to pay in full. However, contracts need to be drawn up, including agency fees, transfer procedures, and cost settlement. The transaction could not be completed until tomorrow at the earliest. Lin Chen was not in a hurry either, because he still had a lot of things to do. First of all, getting a loan. The house is still in Lin Chen's hands. He entered the homeowner's information, including his personal data. Soon, many apps on the phone provided a credit limit. Lin Chen was able to borrow over $1 million directly. But it's not enough. Can't borrow more from the phone? No problem. Lin Chen had another way. He took a taxi to a dark alley. This is a place in Longhai City that harbors all kinds of people, among them, a local gangster named Tiger Brother opened a shop here. Don't be fooled by its facade as a supermarket. Inside it's a small gambling den. Tiger Brother's main business is lending money to people. Lin Chen is a local and he owns a house that he came to borrow money, so naturally, he could meet Tiger Brother very quickly. How much do you want to borrow? Tiger Brother was very direct, his gaze fixed on Lin Chen, scrutinizing him. He's an old hand at this. In fact, not everyone who wants to borrow money from him gets a loan. Those who obviously can't repay the money, they're not afraid of. What they fear is that the borrower is a lost cause. In the end, if they can't repay the money, even killing them is useless. Instead, they get a murder charge. But clearly, Lin Chen is not a lost cause. Moreover, Lin Chen owns a house, a school district house in Longhai City, absolutely hot property, very solid. Lin Chen pretended to be relaxed and said, the amount I want to borrow is not small. I've heard about Tiger Brothers' reputation, and I understand the rules here. However, I urgently need 2 million to take a chance, and I can break even in as little as 3 months. 2 million. Tiger Brother was shocked upon hearing this. What kind of bull and horse dare to borrow 2 million at once? I have a house, it's in Jianing Residential Complex, it's a school district house. Lin Chen spoke. This time, Tiger Brother's eyes lit up, but he quickly cooled down and said, kid, don't you understand the rules? To mortgage a house, you need your parents to come. My parents are not here, there's only me on the household registration. Lin Chen said, taking out his household registration book. Seeing this, Tiger Brother was slightly taken aback. Then, he looked at the person next to him. A minion came over, took the household registration book and went to the computer. Soon, the minion came back and nodded at Tiger Brother, indicating that there were no problems. It's real. Tiger Brother returned the book to Lin Chen. However, Tiger Brother's action was not to refuse Lin Chen, and Lin Chen was not nervous at all. He knew about Tiger Brother's reputation in the whole Longhai City. He is a famous bully. Moreover, when he lends money, he never asks for any collateral, for example, car documents, or property deeds. He doesn't want these things. He just wants you to prove that these things are yours. Tiger Brother has a famous saying, I'm not afraid that you won't repay the money, or that you won't bring things to pay the debt. It's that confident. Lin Chen's household registration is in Longhai, and he's a student, so he can't run away. Lin Chen also has valuable things in his hands. Tiger Brother can lend him the money, but 160 million. Tiger Brother started with this, directly lowering the price. For the first 2 months, I won't charge you any interest. After 3 months you repay 2 million directly. If you can't repay, transfer the house to me. If you're okay with that, I'll transfer the money to you right away. Do we need a written agreement? Lin Chen was a bit surprised. Agreement? Tiger Brother gave a cold smile. I don't even want your property deed, would this thing be useful? But, kid, don't think about any crooked ideas, the name of my tiger is known to everyone in Longhai City. If you want to default on me, be careful that there's no one left on your household registration. But, I need 2 million, Lin Chen seemed a bit troubled, but under Tiger Brothers' cold gaze, he had to pretend to compromise and said, okay, 160 million it is. I'll give it back to you in 3 months. Coming out from Tiger Brothers' place, Lin Chen could hardly believe how smoothly it had gone. On his phone, Tiger Brother had just transferred him a sum of money. 160 million, borrow for 3 months, repay 200 million, quite steep, but Lin Chen didn't care. 3 months. In half a month, there probably won't be anyone to repay this money to. With no psychological pressure, Lin Chen took a taxi home. When he got down in the residential area, Lin Chen frowned slightly. A white van had been following him all the way. When Lin Chen looked back, the other party didn't hide, even rolled down the window and waved at Lin Chen. Lin Chen recognized one of them. It was really Tiger Brothers' minion. Good GUY. No wonder there's no need for any collateral or written agreement. So this is how Tiger Brother lends money out and then has a minion follow around day and night. Lin Chen didn't pay any attention to them. After returning home, Lin Chen didn't immediately start playing the game. He first made a phone call. Beep, beep, beep. The call was answered. Hello? Lin Chen, what's up? From the phone came the voice of Lin Chen's classmate, Zhang Chunlin. There were also the clattering sounds of keyboard typing. Lin Chen laughed and said, Fat Zhang, you must be super busy these days, right? You know, New World, you're also an old player. As a New World merchant, how could I be anything but busy? Let me tell you, I can only describe it as overwhelmed. Don't even mention how miserable it is. Zhang Chunlin responded. He and Lin Chen are both in their junior year now. However, Zhang Chunlin is quite capable. I remember in the first year, he was just like Lin Chen, a newbie in New World, but by the second semester of the first year, Zhang Chunlin had become a professional merchant in the game, even opened the largest shop in New World. The business almost covers all aspects of this game. And Zhang Chunlin also relied on this game. In just about 2 years, accumulated a fortune of tens of millions. But this time, Zhang Chunlin has encountered a Waterloo. With the announcement of New World server shutdown, all kinds of game props have plummeted. Merchants like Zhang Chunlin, who have hundreds of warehouses of goods, are probably going to be stuck with them, losing everything. Although now, if Zhang Chunlin starts to sell, he won't be in debt, but at least he will have to go back to the beginning overnight. Fat Zhang, I won't beat around the bush with you, you're busy, I'll get straight to the point. Lin Chen didn't dawdle, and said directly, I came to you to let you cut your losses in time. Let's put it this way, can you get 10 billion gold coins? Based on the current market price, I can help you buy them all. I'm going, 10 billion gold coins, are you serious? Zhang Chunlin immediately became interested when he heard this. Serious? Why? Zhang Chunlin was puzzled. Now, isn't everyone selling, why does Lin Chen want to buy? You know, I have a CP in the game, I was planning to sell the account directly, but she said the game is her memory, she doesn't want to sell, she wants to play till the last moment, even many maps she hasn't been to, she wants to see. Having learned from the experience on the forum last night, Lin Chen didn't play the good guy anymore. He directly found a very reasonable excuse for his behavior. Why? Because of love. What a good reason. You boy, you are indeed a romantic. Zhang Chunlin laughed. Lin Chen immediately said, actually, it's not exactly like that. This game, we've been playing for a long time, it's impossible to say that we don't have feelings for it. Anyway, now that prices have plummeted, equipment and pets that we couldn't get before can now be obtained with some money. I also want to experience the feeling of top tycoons, at least I don't leave any regrets, right? Fair point. Zhang Chunlin, who is also an old player of this game, somewhat agrees with the sentimentality. He even laughs and says, so should I also get a set of top-level equipment to play with? Anyway, it's all like this now, haha. Alright, I get what you mean. So, you need gold coins now. Equipment can do, as well as rare pet eggs, golden pet eggs and so on. Right, I remember you also do business in fashion, right? Has the price of fashion dropped now? Lin Chen asked. Fashion? In New World, there are also all kinds of beautiful fashion, however, these are all to attract those little girls to consume in the game. They have no attribute increase, but Lin Chen plans to buy all the fashion. Why? Firstly, the previous prices of these fashions are not expensive. After New World announced its shutdown, the prices plummeted. Many people sold them at cabbage prices directly, and it wouldn't cost much to buy them. Secondly, these fashions, although they have no attributes, they have a characteristic, never wear out. What does that mean? For example, if you encounter a fire mage, you are hit by the opponent's fireball spell, any of your equipment may be burnt, lose durability, or even badly damaged, leaving you barely dressed. Although you can repair it after the battle, it still looks bad and embarrassing at that moment, but fashion won't. When the game descends into reality, everything in the game will descend with it. That means, these never-wearing fashions will continue to maintain this characteristic that would become very powerful. You never have to worry about your clothes suddenly being damaged in real-life battles. Fashion, I still have over 500 pieces here, more than 200 for both men and women. Are you sure you want them all? The voice of Zhang Chunlin came through. Not just these, I also want to buy a set of Mage God suits, preferably above +10. Isn't there a +12 Mage God weapon on the forum? I see it has been reduced to 300,000 now. You help me ask. If it's okay, just buy it directly. Lin Chen stated some of his requirements. The matter of buying equipment naturally fell into the professional field of Zhang Chunlin, and he was also Lin Chen's classmate. As for Zhang Chunlin's character, Lin Chen was clear that he was able to do such a big business in the game in 2 or 3 years, and there was absolutely no problem in terms of credibility. The credibility of the businessman in the game is equivalent to life. Zhang Chunlin is a person who cares very much about credibility. Good guy, you are planning to make a heavy investment. Zhang Chunlin sighed, then said, alright, you log in, I will mail you gold coins and pet eggs first. You want all the rare pet eggs, right? Yes. Give me the gold coins first, go open the warehouse, and, from now on, all the equipment enhancement stones, I want them all, no matter how much they are, all at market price. Lin Chen was very generous. The price of gold coins is now only about 20,000 for 100 million. A billion is just 200,000 yuan. Rare pet eggs are randomly opened, but they can also be synthesized. The original price of a rare quality pet egg must be over 10,000, and now it can be taken down for 100 yuan. As a businessman, Zhang Chunlin must have a lot of goods in his hands. At least in the thousands. Here is another more than 10,000. Then there are enhancement stones and 3 pieces of Mage God equipment. Mage God's Hurricane Pendant +10 level, 100 attributes, Spirit +750, 750, trait, Heart of the Mage God, effect, magic power limit increased by 20%, magic power recovery. 2% per second special skill, enhanced wind blade skill, after reaching full level, wind blade adds a frost effect, reducing the target's movement speed by 50%, and reducing the target's magic defense by 15%. Mage God's Hurricane Boots +10 level, 100 attributes, Spirit +500, 500, Agility +250, 250, trait, Rush, effect. After any spell hits the target, you will gain a brief displacement effect for 1 second, and the direction of displacement can be as you wish. Special skill, instant teleportation, effect, after active use, you can instantly appear at any location within 30 yards. Cooldown time, 5 minutes. Mage God's Hurricane Armor +10 level, 100 attributes, Spirit +500, 500, Constitution +250, 250, trait, Divine Protection, effect. When suffering fatal damage, the armor will burst energy to bear this attack, and then immediately refresh the cooldown time of all skills and items. The armor shatters after triggering, durability returns to 0, attributes fail, can be repaired. Special skill, Mage God's Shield, effect. After opening, you get a shield with 30% of your life value. Cooldown time, 5 minutes. Zhang Chunlin still has goods in his hands. In the game, New World, under the current situation where the level cap has not been opened, level 100 is already the maximum level. This set of equipment is also known as the strongest equipment for wind mages. Of course, Lin Chen knew that the New World game would soon release the last expansion pack. Then, it's the new map. In addition, the level cap will be open to level 120. But this does not prevent Lin Chen from first collecting the Hurricane Mage God set. After all, if your own strength is not strong enough, even if a new expansion pack is opened, you won't be able to beat it later. The 3 pieces of Mage God's Hurricane set are very expensive. The gap with the weapon on the forum is just in the enhancement. 2 levels less of enhancement. It's a lot cheaper, after all. To enhance to above 10, many special materials are needed. So here, Zhang Chunlin's quote is 200,000 per piece. Lin Chen took it all, plus those enhancement stones and other materials, a total of more than 800,000, plus fashion and pet eggs and 1 billion gold coins. The final total is almost 1,200,000. Lin Chen quickly paid the money. So many things. If before the notice of server shutdown, the value is at least 2 to 300 million. At this moment, Lu Mengyao logged in. Dream light in dream. Lin Chen, sorry, I overslept. Morning in the forest, I just logged in. Dream light in dream, oh. Seeing Lu Mengyao's response, it seemed a little unhappy. Morning in the forest, what's wrong? Dream light in dream, don't you think this game is completely meaningless now? If it was before, you wouldn't log in so late. So that's it. Lin Chen smiled slightly. He was about to respond, and Lu Mengyao's message came again. Dream light in dream, if you really don't want to play anymore, then you tell me, I won't force you. If you want to play other games, I will go with you too. After being together for 2 years, although it has always been online, but Lin Chen always felt that Lu Mengyao seemed to know everything about him very well, they can be considered confidants. Lin Chen is also familiar with many of Lu Mengyao's habits. As for Lu Mengyao's misunderstanding, Lin Chen didn't explain anything. Morning in the forest. Join the team and come to the warehouse. Dream light in dream, oh. Soon, Lu Mengyao joined the team and came to the warehouse. Lin Chen first opened the equipment sharing, letting Lu Mengyao see, and then gave Lu Mengyao the authority to let Lu Mengyao see his own warehouse. The two also turned on voice chat. Wow, so many pet eggs, you also have a mage god set? Lu Mengyao was surprised. Lin Chen smiled and said, the reason why I logged in late today is to get these things. Isn't it all falling in price now? Things that couldn't be bought before can be bought now. I said, I will accompany you to play until the last second, then since you want to play, just play well. When I get all our equipment together, have the strength, I will go down to the Double Heart Lake dungeon with you, go to the Heavenly Palace map. The monsters on the Heavenly Palace map are too strong. Did you just say that you also bought me equipment? Lu Mengyao was shocked. It's not the Moon God set, is it? The top level suit for a level 100 priest, the Moon God set, even if you want to get it now, it's not cheaper than the Mage God's Hurricane set. It's over $1 million. This is after the price plummeted. It can be imagined that if it was before, how much would it need? At least billions. The game that has swept over 1 billion players worldwide, there are many rich bosses in it, and even many consortiums have entered, so the previous price was so expensive, but now, they are all jump-off prices. Yes, I have asked someone to help us buy it. Lin Chen smiled and said, let's not do anything else now, let's focus on merging these pet eggs. We should be able to merge 2 myth-level eggs. Where did you get so much money? You won't. Lu Mengyao didn't seem to be in a hurry to take advantage of Lin Chen. It seemed that she had guessed something in her voice. Suddenly there was a bit more touch, and then she said, no, this is my dream, you can't spend all the money alone, I still have some pocket money, just give it to you. What she thought was, playing until the game server shuts down, this is her own idea, and now Lin Chen has paid so much, all for the realization of her dream, so she also has to contribute. No need. Lin Chen refused. What he was thinking was that he needed a helper, and he got along well with Lu Mengyao, and now Lu Mengyao has also become his shield for buying game equipment and props crazily. So, it's nothing to help Lu Mengyao get a set of equipment. The only bad thing is that the money is spent too fast. The 3 million from selling the house, borrowed from the phone, and from Tiger Brother. A total of 6 million. There are still 4.8 million left now. Wait until Zhang Chunlin collects all 2 sets of equipment, and then it might cost another 2 million. But there are still many things to buy. Let's not talk about the others. Lin Chen is someone who has seen the game invade reality. At that time, even some of the main cities in the game were completely descended on Blue Star. So Lin Chen wants so many gold coins. He even wants more. Lin Chen wants to buy a city directly and try to see if the city will belong to him after the game invades reality. So now Lin Chen is actually still short of money. However, no matter how short of money, it is impossible to want Lu Mengyao's pocket money. How much can there be? Seeing Lin Chen's refusal, Lu Mengyao instead said, you take it, although it's not much, but at least it can buy a piece of holy artifact. I mean, the holy artifact before. Holy artifact. What is a holy artifact? For example, the Hurricane Pendant in the Mage God's Hurricane set is a holy artifact. The current price is 200,000. But what Lu Mengyao said was before the price plummeted. Lin Chen was surprised, and it took a long time to say, I just found out that you are so rich. The holy artifact before should be at least 6 million per piece. You have so much pocket money. From childhood to adulthood, the New Year's money, and the unused pocket money are all saved. Lu Mengyao laughed. Wow, I just realized, you're a rich heiress. Lin Chen was truly stunned. An allowance of over 6 million, what kind of family is this? However, Lin Chen remembered that in his previous life, when the game invaded reality, Lu Mengyao was desperate to save him and even made a phone call. It seemed she was entangled by a level 90 boss, a priest, single-handedly fighting a level 90 boss. This indicates that Lu Mengyao's equipment is very strong, that is to say, the previous Lin Chen, after selling his account, wanted to continue playing, and Lu Mengyao later spent a lot of money buying equipment. In other words, what Lin Chen is doing now, Lu Mengyao would have done the same. Then Lin Chen felt no pressure at all. I've transferred the money to your card, the one you gave me the number for last time. From now on, I will pay for half of the money you spend in the game. If it's not enough, you must tell me, got it? Lu Mengyao put her hands on her hips, looking somewhat angry, but the next moment, Lin Chen immediately sent a hug invitation. What are you doing? Lu Mengyao asked, but she still accepted the invitation immediately. At this moment, Lin Chen felt extremely warm and comfortable. With Lu Mengyao's money, Lin Chen no longer needs to worry about finances. Now, there is absolutely no shortage of funds. Of course, Money is something that one can never have too much of, especially after knowing that everything in the game will become a reality after the game invasion. Taking advantage of the current plummeting game prices, the more props and equipment you hoard, the better. Even if you don't use them later, they can serve as trading chips. Next, Lin Chen and Lu Mengyao began to synthesize pet eggs. In New World, pets are very powerful combat companions. However, it also depends on the pet's grade and whether its temperament matches the owner's profession. For example, Lin Chen's profession is Wind Mage. He has not yet completed the job change task of the God's Forbidden Land. After completion, Lin Chen will get a professional title. Wind God. This is a mage profession with extremely strong survival ability, and it also has many large-scale skills. It is a top free man in the team. The large-scale skills allow him to output tons of damage, and he does not rely heavily on the protection of his teammates. Therefore, the best choice for Lin Chen's pet temperament is a mage type, preferably one that is good at fire magic. The wind aids the fire. Many wind magic skills can cooperate with fire magic to cause greater damage. Lin Chen also had a pet before, Flame Rat. The quality is excellent. The quality of pets is divided into 5 levels: ordinary, excellent, rare, outstanding, perfect, and there are 3 extraordinary qualities, namely legend, epic, and myth. And the pet egg is divided into 5 levels: white, ordinary, blue, rare, purple, outstanding, gold, ultra rare, and dazzling. Top. The probability is as follows: white eggs, 80% chance of opening ordinary pets, 20% chance of opening excellent pets; blue eggs, 80% chance of opening excellent pets, 20% chance of opening rare pets; purple eggs, 80% chance of opening rare pets, 20% chance of opening outstanding pets; gold eggs, 80% chance of opening outstanding pets, 20% chance of opening perfect pets; dazzling eggs, 80% chance of opening perfect pets, 20% chance of opening legendary, epic, mythological pets. It can be seen that pets in this game are also very expensive. First of all, the price of a rare egg used to start at 10,000. However, the pet that is opened has an 80% chance of being excellent, just like Lin Chen's Flame Rat. In order to buy this Flame Rat, Lin Chen had to save money for a long time, but now, the price is different. Lin Chen has 1,000 blue pet eggs in his hand. One person can't use so many pets, even if it is a beast master. At most it is a dozen or dozens of pets. So they started to merge pets. The synthesis of pet eggs is 5 in 1.5 blue eggs are synthesized into a purple egg. In other words, the price of a rare quality pet is at least 5 times that of an excellent pet. Because the probability is relatively low, it is difficult to come out. Lin Chen's 1,000 blue pet eggs are only enough to synthesize 2 dazzling top pet eggs, and it is not necessarily possible to open the legendary, epic, mythological pets. It can be imagined how expensive the top pets are in New World. New World has been open for 20 years, and a total of only 18 pets have appeared beyond the perfect quality. On average, there is less than one a year. In addition to the problem of low probability, there is also the problem of high prices. Before the price plummeted, the price of a dazzling pet egg reached around 6 million. How many people in the world can afford to synthesize? Only those sons and daughters of financial groups can get it. So there are so few top pets in this game. Lin Chen gave Lu Mengyao 500 pet eggs, and then kept synthesizing with her. He felt that there seemed to be not enough pet eggs, but it doesn't matter. Lin Chen is not short of funds now. While he was synthesizing, he sent Zhang Chunlin a voice message: continue to help me collect pet eggs. I want as many as there are. After collecting them, help me synthesize directly. Okay. Zhang Chunlin replied with a message. Lin Chen plans to at least get a super pet for himself and Lu Mengyao to enhance their strength. 10 minutes later, Lu Mengyao said in the team channel, Lin Chen, I'm done. I'm done too. Lin Chen smiled, come on, let's open one. I'll go first. He doesn't have any pressure. If it was before, this would be something worth 5 to 6 million. Definitely will accelerate the heartbeat. Even now, it is worth tens of thousands. But Lin Chen, who has experienced death, is not so easy to be moved. Open directly. The dazzling halo burst out. The light was so dazzling that people couldn't see clearly. As the dazzling light disappeared, a monster's whisper came. Wu Jiji. Lin Chen and Lu Mengyao opened their eyes together. In front of the two of them, a cute juvenile sword dragon with a row of fan-shaped spines on its back appeared. It looks like a Q version of the ancient sword dragon, and this kind of pet is only up to 2 meters high at most. However, this is a very high defense pet. Most of the pets in New World can be ridden. After being ridden by the owner, this kind of juvenile sword dragon will block 80% of the damage for the owner. But unfortunately, although the pet is very good, it is only of perfect quality. It did not meet the extraordinary standards. 4-dimensional growth only has 2 items reaching S, and the quality score is perfect. Lin Chen told Lu Mengyao a little regretfully, indeed, the probability is a bit difficult to handle. It seems hopeless to hit the nail on the head. But Lu Mengyao laughed and said, I think it's very good. Look at it, how cute. Girls are like this, they like cute things. Then give it to you. Lin Chen smiled that he can't use this kind of juvenile sword dragon pet also looked down on, since Lu Mengyao likes it, giving her as a mount is not bad. Okay. Then I will open one for you. Lu Mengyao did not refuse. The two have been together for so long, and they have long passed the stage of hesitation. Now how comfortable, how natural, just come. Soon, a dazzling egg bloomed in front of the two. The dazzling light made Lin Chen and Lu Mengyao close their eyes again. This time, a few more people came to the warehouse where there were few people before. One of them said, "Boss, look. This is someone opening a dazzling egg, right? Why waste this money when the service is about to stop? Hee, maybe it's too rich, masters." Market. Several people discussed. The next moment, Lin Chen received a message to apply for a team, but then the message was withdrawn. Lin Chen didn't even know the other party's name, but his name was known to the other party. Lin Chen reacted instantly. It seems that he has been targeted by very professional gold diggers in the game. Ha, gold digger. Lin Chen sneered in his heart. In the game, there are no laws and regulations in reality. So the original dark-hearted people, after coming to the game, began to become unscrupulous, and even enjoyed killing and grabbing equipment. They also call themselves gold diggers. To make a living by robbing equipment and selling money. Lin Chen knew that these people were completely unscrupulous in the game, and maybe they would bow their heads in reality. Soon, the game will invade reality. At that time, the rules of the world will be subverted. Before the rebirth, Lin Chen saw with his own eyes some people who inherited the ability of the game. Instead of helping people, they did evil everywhere. So Lin Chen has no good feelings for these people. Of course, Lin Chen is not a saint. He doesn't think that all those who inherit the power of the game must save people. You can choose not to save people at the moment of the end of the world, but don't maliciously harm people. These gold diggers better not mess with me, otherwise they will have to hunt them down, burst all their equipment, suppress their ratings, otherwise it will be troublesome to clean them up after the game invades. Lin Chen made up his mind secretly in his heart. Of course, now his equipment has not been maximized, and the pets have not been strengthened. Now that he has been targeted by gold diggers, Lin Chen will definitely not leave the main city. The dazzling light ended. The pet that Lu Mengyao opened appeared in front of the two. When opening the pet egg, only people in the team can see the result, others don't know, unless the pet that is opened is eligible to go on the announcement banner. What did you open? Those gold diggers were very curious. They hadn't gone far and were still keeping an eye on this side. Lu Mengyao, oblivious to their presence, leaped up in excitement, exclaiming in the team channel, "Lin Chen, it's a vermilion bird, and it's of mythical quality. Look quickly, its 4 dimensions have 2 SSS and 2 SS growth rates, plus 3 innate abilities." Lin Chen was stunned as well. It was actually the vermilion bird. In fact, this bird also has another name, Suzaku. However, in New World, its name is vermilion bird, and it seems to be a hybrid of the Suzaku and Phoenix from Eastern mythology. Bathed in divine flames, the temperature of these flames could be controlled by the vermilion bird itself. In other words, it could burn whoever it wanted. After all, it has the power of Nanmingli fire. The reason it's considered a hybrid of Suzaku and Phoenix mainly lies in its innate abilities. There are 3 in total, namely, Nanmingli Fire, Heaven Scorcher and Earth Searer, and Nirvana Rebirth. Nanmingli Fire, passive, all fire-related spells cast by the vermilion bird are divine fire from the heavens, increasing damage by 300% and ignoring all spell defenses. Heaven Scorcher and Earth Searer, active, as a divine being of fire. The vermilion bird can summon an intense fire that covers an area of 1,000 yards, causing damage equivalent to 2.75 times its intelligence every second for 30 seconds. Cooldown time, 10 minutes. Nirvana Rebirth. When the vermilion bird's life value is exhausted, it will enter a nirvana state. This state lasts for 30 minutes. If it is not killed within the 30 minutes, it will be reborn, and permanently gain 4-dimensional attributes with growth equal to its level. After that, it will drop to level 1, lose all combat memories, but the relationship with its master remains unchanged. Having read the 3 innate abilities, Lin Chen was astounded. No wonder it's a pet of mythical level. In the online game New World, pets in the game have something called innate skills. Typically, they have 2 innate skills. Perfect quality pets, such as those of the legend, epic, and myth quality, possess 3. Innate skills also have different levels. The highest level is SSS, and all 3 of Zhuchue's innate skills are of this level. In this sense, this Zhuke can be said to be the absolute top-tier pet. At this point, a prompt appeared in the team's interface. Please choose the owner of this pet. This is how it works when a CP team opens a pet in the game. Before Lin Chen could speak, Lu Mengyao made her choice. She gave up the ownership of Zhuke. Zhuke is a fire magic pet, perfectly suited for your class. You take it. From now on, you guys will be in charge of output, and I'll take my sword dragon baby to help you tank and heal. Lu Mengyao said with a smile. Lin Chen didn't refuse. The next moment, Zhuke belonged to Lin Chen. Then, a world announcement appeared. Congratulations to player Lin Chen for being blessed by the god of luck when opening a pet egg, and obtaining the unique pet of the entire server, Zhuke, of myth quality. Myth quality. Unique to the entire server. As soon as the announcement came out, the previously quiet World channel instantly exploded. Song Ranxiang, 6, the server is about to shut down, and Zhuke is hatched? Professional troll, what's the use? It's useless at all. At most, you can enjoy it for a dozen days before the server shuts down. New World really doesn't treat people as humans, damn it. Wind Chaser, brother troll hasn't retired yet? I didn't see you trolling in the world today, I thought you quit the game. Professional troll, I haven't quit, I'm playing till the end, I don't have the energy to troll anymore, let it be. Jiang Haihe, yesterday was lively, everyone was trolling, today everyone is quiet, everyone knows that even if you scold the planner, it's useless. But, I really didn't expect someone to still invest money in this game to hatch a mythical beast. Shuemo, Jiang, you're still playing. I thought you're Jiang who disbanded and quit the game. Jiang Haihe, isn't President Shui here too? Shuemo, haha, I'm waiting for the new expansion, I want to play till the end to see what's going on. It seems that although the game is about to announce its shutdown, because this game is so realistic and epic-making, and it has been running for a long time, there are still quite a few people like Lu Mengyao who want to play till the end even if the server is shutting down. Shuemo and Jiang Haihe are two rather famous guild leaders in the game. They rarely appear in the World channel. Now, due to many players deleting their accounts and quitting the game has become somewhat deserted. Unexpectedly, they were all blown out by the news of Lin Chen hatching Zhuke. There is a lot of discussion in the world about this. But more people are complaining about New World's planners not being human. Of course, many people also raised doubts. The game is dying, what's the use of hatching a mythical beast at this time? Enjoy it for a while and it's over. In the end, it's a waste of money. Lin Chen didn't bother looking at the World channel. Because he still has things to do. He is now being targeted by certain people. The main city does not allow player PK, not that it is completely forbidden, but there are NPC regulations in the main city. If a PK behavior is detected, the NPC will intervene to stop it, and even attack the party who initiated the PK. The level of NPCs in the main city is all 180, while the current level cap of New World is only 100. Of course. Today, the official website of New World has another announcement. The front part is an apology, and the back part states that the new expansion has been prepared and will be opened at 2 p.m. At that time, the level cap of the players will also be opened to 120. Finally, there is an apology from the entire planning team. They express their helplessness and their apologies for the upcoming shutdown of the game that has been running for 20 years. But as for the reason for the shutdown, there is only one sentence: technical reasons. What kind of technical reasons could cause a game that has been running for 20 years to shut down? Many people obviously don't understand. Although Lin Chen has been reborn, he is not very clear either. But Lin Chen knows that the shutdown of the game is definitely not deliberate by the game company and the planners. After all, this game is about to invade reality. What Lin Chen needs to do now is to continue to strengthen his power. Zhang Chunlin sent Lin Chen another batch of items, including a set of level 100 priest equipment, and many reinforcement stones. In Zhang Chunlin's words, he directly cleared the reinforcement stones to Lin Chen. In addition, there are many rune and reagent formulas, as well as materials for making potions and so on. These things are all very important. Lin Chen chose the secondary profession of rune maker, which can make some runes. Lu Mengyao's secondary profession is potion master. These materials are all relatively cheap. The really expensive things are not in these. Zhang Chunlin specifically asked Lin Chen, do you want to strengthen the equipment, do you want the 5-color spirit stone? I can help you get a batch of them, about 100. If you're lucky, there is a chance to make the enhancement appear enhancement attributes. It's just that, it's a bit expensive, the current market price is still 1,000 each. In addition, there are also some top-notch treasure maps and so on, now there are many people selling. By the way, someone is selling God Beast pills. God Beast pill? What's the price? Lin Chen immediately showed interest. God Beast pill, after eating it, it can permanently increase pet attributes. And can also let pets gain experience and enlightenment. In addition to the innate skills that pets are born with, there are also enlightenment skills. For example, Zhuke cannot rely solely on the skill of burning heaven and earth to deal output, mainly because it can't, the CD time is too long. Generally speaking, when they reach level 20, pets can enlighten skills. However, the level of the skills enlightened also varies. From E, D, C, B, A skills to SSS level skills, there are a total of 8 levels, corresponding to the quality level of the pet. However, ordinary pets also have a chance to have D-level skills. But mythical pets also have a chance to have SS level skills. If you use the God Beast pill, then you can ensure that you will definitely enlighten the SSS level skill. So Lin Chen wants to buy. It is best to directly use 5 God Beast pills to directly max out the level of Zhuke, so as to save the trouble of leveling it up. But this thing, God Beast pill, is generally not easy to get. There are a total of 4, the other party wants 20,000. Zhang Chunlin responded. 5,000 per pill. Lin Chen immediately agreed, this price, if before the shutdown, is unimaginable. At least they have to be more than 100,000 per pill. Lin Chen quickly took it. Also took all the 5-color spirit stones. In this way, he paid nearly 400,000 to Zhang Chunlin again. Next, Lin Chen traded the priest equipment to Lu Mengyao, and then said to her, you wait and teleport with me, we go to another main city. After the equipment is done, we will go to brush the treasure map first. What treasure map? Top-notch treasure map, now only 800 each. I asked my friend to help us collect 200, enough for us to brush for a day. After we finish brushing, see how many God Beast pills or Bloodline pills we can get. After we raise our combat power, we'll go to the Heavenly Palace. Okay. Lu Mengyao immediately agreed. Going to the Heavenly Palace with Lin Chen has always been her dream in the game. The Heavenly Palace is difficult to enter. First of all, you must be able to pass the Southern Heaven Gate dungeon. This is the most difficult dungeon in the entire New World before the new expansion came out. It used to be only those god tycoons in the game who spent hundreds of millions who could brush it. But now, Lin Chen has only spent over $1 million, and he already has a full set of god equipment. The two teleported away together. Lin Chen did this to shake off those gold diggers. But he didn't expect that the other party followed him again. Lin Chen slightly frowned at this moment. Lin Chen received another private message, Zhang Chunlin, I've got that plus 12 staff, it cost me 250,000. Mail it to me, I've transferred the money to you. Lin Chen was overjoyed, the 5-piece Storm Mage set was now complete. Don't rush, there's another set of things that I think you'll definitely need. Hehe, the CP in the game, do you want a ring? Mustard Sumi, no need for me to explain more, right? Zhang Chunlin sent a screenshot of a pair of rings with item descriptions. Storage ring, can contain 1,000 items. How much? Lin Chen didn't beat around the bush, this kind of thing has a great use in the game, but not just in the game in the future. When the game descends to reality, if you didn't buy a storage ring, you will definitely regret it. 8,000 for the two. Zhang Chunlin smiled, give me 10,000, consider it as a service charge. Deal. Lin Chen was shocked, this item, before the server shut down, was even more expensive than a real diamond ring. The highest price ever was 300,000 gold coins, equivalent to 300,000 renminbi each, but now, someone is selling one for 4,000, then Lin Chen naturally took it. While Lin Chen was constantly stocking up, in a company base built in the mountains, some programmers were working overtime, typing away. At the same time, the company's executives held another meeting. This time, all the shareholders were present. This company is the owner of the largest online game in Blue Star, New World. At the meeting, several people wearing reading glasses were sitting around. One of them asked, is it confirmed that the energy of the Star Stone can only last until April 28th? Yes, sir. A man wearing gold-rimmed glasses said, our programmers have tried everything, even invited scientists from all over the place, but there is no way. The Star Stone, this magical stone captured from outer space years ago, is already in its final stages. It's a pity that the online game New World was born because of this stone. Many people sighed. The leading old man said, the billions of players around the world are criticizing us right now. For these last days, you guys keep up the maintenance work, stick to the last day. This is the only thing we can do for the players. Besides, speed up the development of the content in the Star Stone, present more gameplay to the players. At the same time, it's also to build a foundation for our future development of a completely independent game. Please rest assured, Chairman, we will do our best. In the game, Zhang Chunlin asked Lin Chen if he wanted to buy things. However, Lin Chen refused because at the moment, what Lin Chen needed most was already in his hands. For instance, the Vermilion Bird and the Divine Mage set he was wearing. The rest of the things, according to Lin Chen's memory, would drop in price significantly tomorrow, because tomorrow a new announcement would be released in New World, which would effectively seal the death sentence of this game. This caused some players who were still on the fence to no longer hesitate, selling their equipment and materials, and even some of the more extreme ones deleting their accounts, which naturally further impacted the market. By tomorrow, these things would truly be dirt cheap. So why didn't Lin Chen just wait until tomorrow to make a trade? The reason was that the things Lin Chen bought today were what he needed. Lin Chen was afraid that he wouldn't get them, and that they would be snatched up by people like Lu Mengyao, who wanted to play until the very last day. There were also crazier guys who had plenty of money in real life, snatching up top-notch equipment everywhere, and then melting them all down on Quain Live to attract attention. In addition, there was another reason. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the new expansion pack had already been released. In addition to the opening of the level cap, there was also a brand new dungeon. Lin Chen needed to increase his strength, and in his memory, he also had the strategy for this newly released dungeon. Lin Chen wanted to take Lu Mengyao with him to claim the first kill. The reward for the first kill in this dungeon was very generous. To get the first kill in the new dungeon, they naturally had to upgrade their equipment and pets. Now, Lin Chen had put on the space ring, then he put all the enhancement stones in the warehouse into it. When he still couldn't fill it up, he simply gave it to Lu Mengyao. The two of them moved to the fairy faction in the game and found the NPC Dao Jiangxiao, who was in charge of forging. I want to enhance my equipment. Lin Chen chose the option. NPC Dao Jiangxiao responded, Adventurer, there is a risk of failure when enhancing equipment to a certain level, and if you fail to enhance it to plus 15 or above, there is a risk of it being destroyed. Are you prepared for this? I'm ready. Lin Chen smirked, raised the materials directly, and started enhancing. Soon, there were flashes of light here. That was Lin Chen continuously trying to enhance. It has to be said that the probability of this enhancement was genuinely touching. I'll enhance it too, maybe we can cover each other. Seeing that Lin Chen's equipment had failed 10 times in a row at 11 consecutive points, Lu Mengyao took the initiative to speak. She also had a set of the current top equipment. Lin Chen said, enhance together, but stop when you reach 15. By then, our strength will be enough. Then we go to the field to grind until we get the materials and then come back to continue enhancing, enhance to the max level and then try the new dungeon. Okay. Lu Mengyao nodded, then the two of them kept enhancing, and during this process, Lin Chen also paid attention to whether anyone was coming over. Actually, he was mainly worried about those gold diggers, but they didn't follow. Finally, after all the enhancement stones in their bags were used up, all of their equipment reached plus 15, and some even had attribute words, but they were not in their strongest form yet. When all the equipment reaches plus 18, it will be in its strongest form, and the attribute words will also be enhanced. This time, Lin Chen opened his attribute bar. Lin Chen occupation, mage, wind, level, 100 experience, 300 million/300 million health, 12600 mana, 115800 magic attack, 57900 physical attack, 1440 movement speed, 20 yards/second constitution, 1260 spirit, 11580 strength, 980 agility, 2000. This attribute could easily rank in the first tier in the New World online game. In the past, this was something Lin Chen dared not even dream of. Firstly, his magic attack reached a terrifying nearly 60,000. Lin Chen's occupation was wind mage. The calculation formula for magic attack was directly linked to Spirit. The growth coefficient of the wind mage was a fixed 5 times. In occupational balance, the highest magic attack growth was fire mage, with a 6 times coefficient. The mage with the highest magic attack that Lin Chen knew of was a fire mage, apparently a female player, whose magic attack was said to have reached a terrifying 98,000, just short of breaking 100,000. Lin Chen was a wind mage, so it was a bit difficult to surpass a fire mage's magic attack, but the first place among wind mages was just above Lin Chen on the leaderboard. However, the other party's magic attack was only 3,000 points higher than Lin Chen's. Once Lin Chen enhances all his equipment to 18, he will definitely be able to surpass him steadily. In addition, there are many things that Lin Chen has not done yet. For instance, Bloodline. Lin Chen also has not sorted out his cloak and belt, these two pieces of equipment. Because these two pieces of equipment are not included in the set, they are all handmade. If Lin Chen wants to make them, he still has to prepare a lot of materials, and he also has to make a lot of them, stacking quantity and relying on probability to see if he can produce top quality. So Lin Chen simply put it off until tomorrow. However, once he has made the two handmade pieces and all his equipment is enhanced to plus 18, Lin Chen estimates that his magic attack will reach a terrifying 90,000. What does this mean? That's definitely a skill that can instantly kill many level 70 to 80 existences. After enhancing the equipment, Lin Chen said to Lu Mengyao, do you think we should go grind first, or try the Heavenly Gate first? Let's go grind first. There's no rush for the Heavenly Gate. It's a bit difficult for us to pass the Guardian Angel's dream dungeon with just the two of us, right? Lu Mengyao was not in a hurry. She smiled at Lin Chen. Besides, the prices are cheap now. We can go when we are stronger. Okay, let's grind first then. Lin Chen nodded. This was one of the reasons why he was satisfied with Lu Mengyao. Not only was she beautiful, but she was also very considerate, and she understood Lin Chen's personality very well. Once Lin Chen decided to do something, he would definitely strive for perfection and devote himself to it. In the game, New World, grinding treasure maps can be said to be the road to wealth for everyone. Because there would be various treasure chests in the treasure map. It can be said that the vast majority of the materials in the entire game are brushed out from the treasure map. So the treasure map explodes with a wide range of things. There is even a chance to open up Eternal Crystal. Eternal Crystal, a divine stone that will never decay. When used on equipment, the equipment will never be damaged. What does that mean? That means no matter how much you enhance it, How much you fail, this weapon will never wear out in the future. In addition, there is a chance to explode a super rare item like a job change certificate in the treasure map. Of course, Lin Chen doesn't need it, and Lu Mengyao probably doesn't need it either, but Lin Chen has his eyes on another thing, the so-called hidden occupation with a 1 in a billion chance. Lin Chen really wanted to explode one. After all, hidden occupations are very powerful. It's just that the chance is too low, but Lin Chen clearly remembers that the first kill reward for the new dungeon seems to be 2 guaranteed hidden occupations. Lin Chen pulled out a supreme treasure map. In New World, treasure maps are divided into 3 levels: ordinary, rare, and supreme, with the supreme undoubtedly being the best. The treasure map also came in 5 parts. With an ordinary treasure map, there is a 1% chance of a map copy appearing during the excavation process. Defeating the monsters inside gives a 20% chance of dropping a rare item. The rare treasure map has a 10% chance of a map copy appearing, with a 35% chance of dropping a rare item. The supreme treasure map has a 20% chance of a map copy appearing, with a 50% chance of dropping a rare item. Of course, the quality of the rare items also varies. So digging for treasure is a game of luck. It depends not only on the chance of a hole appearing, but also on the quality of the items that burst out. Finally, it depends on the level of the monsters inside. The hole rate refers to the chance of a map copy appearing. As a result, Lin Chen's first supreme treasure map produced a hole. The location of the treasure map was at Tianqi Mountain. A place in the game. This place is a snowy area, a level 75 map, with level 75 monsters. Currently, Lin Chen's Vermilion Bird and Lu Mengyao's Sword Dragon Baby are only level 1, so they can't handle it. Therefore, Lin Chen skillfully bypassed the monster area while leading the way. After reaching the target location, they used the treasure map. As a result, the 2 were quickly teleported to the copy. Wow, the first map produced a hole, hee. Lu Mengyao's cheerful voice came out over the team channel. For treasure hunters, there is nothing more exciting than entering a hole. A level 35 hole, the monster level isn't high, so I guess the items that burst out won't be very good. Lin Chen laughed. Let's just treat it as leveling up for our pets. I have 4 beast pills here. We can use this copy to level up our pets to level 19, then eat the beast pills. The skills they gain will be better. Okay. Lu Mengyao nodded. The beast pill is best used when the pet's level is just right for gaining a skill, namely at levels 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. After all, the effect of the beast pill can enhance the pet's comprehension. The 2 of them, along with their pets, of course, didn't need the pets to take action. Lin Chen at his current level was enough to instantly kill these level 35 monsters. The treasure map copy is relatively simple. They just need to go in and kill monsters along the way, meet the treasure map boss inside, and defeat it. There's no strategy involved. With the divine equipment in his hand, Lin Chen raised his magic wand and cast a wide-range storm spell, quickly clearing a large area. Lin Chen's experience points kept jumping up with a +1 notification. Wow, we can get experience points now. Lu Mengyao was somewhat surprised. After all, once you reach level 100, you're at the max level and can no longer gain experience points, but now they were able to gain experience points, which meant that the level cap had been lifted. This game has been around for 20 years. The 3rd year after the server opened, it was expanded to level 100, but the subsequent levels were never opened. It's been stuck at level 100 for a full 17 years. Now, when the game is about to be shut down, they decide to lift the level cap. But what's the point? Lin Chen was a bit speechless. Normally, news of a game lifting its level cap would be explosive. It would definitely be trending, but now it would only invite people's ridicule because the game was about to be shut down. What they say is true. Out of sight, out of mind. The level 35 monsters could only give Lin Chen and Lu Mengyao 1 experience point, but they could give their pets a lot of experience points. Both the Vermilion Bird and the Sword Dragon reached level 5. How should I add points to my pet? Lu Mengyao asked Lin Chen, should I go for all around, or 3 physical and 1 agility? Don't rush. Lin Chen reminded her, we're going to be digging for treasure anyway. When it reaches level 60, we can see what skills it has and then choose how to add points. I'll ask my friend to collect some more beast pills. Why do we need so many? Lu Mengyao asked, my pet isn't an extraordinary one. I'm still collecting eggs, specifically rainbow pet eggs. If we can't get a good one, we'll just keep trying. I want to get you another extraordinary pet. As for this sword dragon, you can use it as a mount. Lin Chen knew what Lu Mengyao was thinking. She felt that she already had 1 pet and that was enough. But Lin Chen knew that the game would invade reality in the future, and at that time, pets would also be a force. The more, the better. Ideally, each person would have 3 extraordinary pets, 1 for fighting and 2 for fusion. Of course, extraordinary pets are hard to come by. Whether or not they can be hatched depends on luck. But Lin Chen was willing to spend the money on this. Lin Chen sent a message to Zhang Chunlin, who replied that he would immediately contact some alchemy merchants to inquire. There are many secondary professions in this game, including alchemist, but it's very difficult. Lu Mengyao's Potion Master profession is a prerequisite for the alchemist profession, requiring 100,000 proficiency points to advance to Potion Master, which means successfully producing 100,000 potions, so Lin Chen felt that it was too hard to level up this secondary profession. The Talisman Master profession was better, and talismans could actually kill enemies. Once he reached a certain level of proficiency, he could advance to an Array Master, which would be even more useful. Lin Chen continued to sweep the small monsters. 5 minutes later, all the small monsters had been cleared, and they saw the boss. The level 35 boss was nothing more than a boss in front of Lin Chen's max level divine equipment character. One face-to-face encounter and Lin Chen's wind blade took off 80% of its health, then he finished it off with another blow, and the boss fell. 3 treasure chests appeared in front of them. Neither Lin Chen nor Lu Mengyao were in a hurry. Opening treasure chests is an art. It's best to wait about 20 seconds to see which chest's glow is different. During this time, the levels of the Vermilion Bird and the Sword Dragon both reached level 18. Pets level up quickly, especially at the lower levels. It's okay to eat the beast pill at level 18. Here, feed the Sword Dragon 1 and see. Lin Chen traded a beast pill to Lu Mengyao. Lu Mengyao directly fed it to the Sword Dragon, which was now as tall as her chest. The Sword Dragon happily licked up the beast pill, looking extremely satisfied. The Vermilion Bird looked on with envy, and Lin Chen laughed. Don't worry, you have one too. He simply fed the Vermilion Bird one as well. Beep. The Vermilion Bird's level instantly jumped to level 35. The Sword Dragon did the same. Both pets awakened a skill. Lin Chen, the Sword Dragon has awakened an S-level skill. Lu Mengyao exclaimed. A perfect quality pet awakening an S-level skill greatly increased the value of the Sword Dragon. Such pets are known in New World as pseudo-extraordinary or quasi-extraordinary, meaning they are not extraordinary, but they are not far from it. My Vermilion Bird has a 3S skill. Lin Chen laughed in reply. Wow, 3S. That's a forbidden spell. Lu Mengyao jumped up excitedly at the news. That's great. Is it an output skill? If it is, then it's perfect. Well, it is, Lin Chen said, sharing his pet for Lu Mengyao to see. Vermilion Bird, Master, Lin Chen, Quality, Mythical, Overall Growth Evaluation, SS+, Level, 35, Constitution, 700, Strength, 350, Spirit, 1050, Agility, 350, Health, 14,000, Physical Attack, 2,800, Spell Attack, 21,000, Movement Speed, 3.5 yards per second, Talent Skills, South Ming Fire, Burning Ground, Phoenix Rebirth, Awakened Skill, Fire Chain, SSS, Fire Chain, Instant Cast Skill, shoots 10 consecutive flames at the target. Each flame causing 0.25 times the damage, can be upgraded. Cooldown time, none. Seeing this skill, Lu Mengyao was stunned and couldn't help but say, wow, is this what a mythical quality pet is like? I remember that the Fire Chain skill seems to be something that fire attribute pets can only comprehend at level 80 and above, right? But the Vermilion Bird was able to comprehend it at level 20? Without a doubt, Fire Chain is an output skill, and because of its no cooldown feature, its power is even greater. Although the damage is currently low, only 1/4, but with 10 consecutive flames added up, that's 2.5 times the damage. What's more, when the Fire Chain skill is upgraded to its maximum level of 10, the damage coefficient can reach 0.75. At that time, this one skill will be 7.5 times the damage, which can be said to be explosive output. It's not bad. After all, it's a mythical quality pet, and it has eaten a beast pill. The skill it comprehends definitely won't be bad. As for the skill level, I once saw a post that said the reason why extraordinary pets are extraordinary, besides having higher growth and attribute coefficients, is that in the eyes of extraordinary pets, there are no level requirements for any skills. Lin Chen explained to Lu Mengyao with a smile, that is to say, a level 20 Vermilion Bird could potentially comprehend a level 100 pet skill. So that's how it is. Lu Mengyao also shared her pet and asked, how about this one? Mini Sword Dragon, Master, Meng Liao, Quality, Perfect, Overall Growth Evaluation, S, Level, 35, Constitution, 525, Strength, 350, Spirit, 350, Agility, 525. Free Attribute Points, 350 Health Points, 14,000 Physical Attack, 3150 Magic Attack, 3150 Movement Speed, 5.25 yards/second. Innate skills, Sword Dragon Bloodline, Dragon Blood Sacrifice Awakened Skill, Roar of Vengeance, S, Sword Dragon Bloodline, permanently increase health by 10 times the level. When health is not full, gain a strong self-healing effect, recovering 1% of total health every second. Dragon Blood Sacrifice, active skill. The Sword Dragon sacrifices half of its current health to convert into magic points for its master at a conversion rate of 1. Using this skill triggers the self-healing effect. Cooldown, 10 minutes. This was the original attribute panel of the Sword Dragon. Its two innate skills make it a perfect tank, designed to absorb damage. The Dragon Blood Sacrifice, in particular, is a godsend for any mage who always finds themselves short of magic points, and now, it has gained another skill, that Roar of Vengeance. After the sword dragon is attacked, it will roar, attracting nearby monsters to attack it. It also reflects the physical damage it receives back to the attacker, with a feedback damage coefficient of 0.35. This skill can be upgraded. Well, now the sword dragon can even dish out damage. The attributes of these two pets are extremely powerful. Bear in mind, they're only at level 35. Yet, the Vermilion Bird's magical attack has already broken 10,000. This is absolutely terrifying. Typically, a magic-oriented pet would only break 10,000 in magical attack after reaching level 50. But the Vermilion Bird has surpassed that mark at level 35, and by a substantial margin. The sword dragon's health points are also incredibly high. It's safe to say that a level 35 player would find it extremely challenging to defeat the sword dragon. It also has a terrifying rate of health regeneration. Next time we enter a cave, we won't need to lift a finger. We'll let our pets do the monster hunting, Lin Chen said half-jokingly. Next came the loot box opening. Lin Chen, who was typically unlucky, naturally let Lu Mengyao do the honors. Out of the 3 boxes, one emitted a different glow. It was a common practice among treasure hunters to open the box with the unique glow. Lu Mengyao was well aware of this and promptly opened the box. As soon as Lu Mengyao made her selection, the other 2 boxes disappeared. Then Lin Chen saw the items inside the box. Gold coins *100 high quality cotton *1 10,000 year Xian iron *1 chi gathering powder formula *1 earth spirit pill *1 excluding the gold coins. The cotton and Xian iron were materials for crafting equipment and were not expensive. You could buy them for a few dollars now. The chi gathering powder formula was useful for Lu Mengyao, but it was only used for restoring magical energy during battle and had no other uses. The Earth Spirit Pill, on the other hand, had a chance to directly upgrade a pet's skills when consumed. Lin Chen fed it to the Vermilion Bird, raising its Fireball chain to level 2, increasing the damage coefficient to 0.3. Then they continued treasure hunting. In the following several maps, they didn't find any caves. The items they dug up were all some cotton and Xian iron. It was quite a letdown. Lin Chen laughingly said, "This is the new world I'm familiar with. It's so stingy. Keep digging, there's bound to be a cave eventually. We're almost at the 10th map." Lu Mengyao was in high spirits. Sure enough, they found another cave. This time, Lin Chen wanted to see the Vermilion Bird's power, so he didn't intervene. The loot cave was at level 50. But the Vermilion Bird took out a small monster with just 1 fireball chain. No wonder it's a divine bird. Lu Mengyao exclaimed in delight. Meanwhile, her sword dragon was not to be outdone. After rushing up and taking a beating, it used its roar, causing many small monsters to attack it. However, thanks to its innate skill of health regeneration, it not only managed to withstand the onslaught but even kept triggering the roar effect, continuously dealing damage back to the monsters. The 2 pets were able to clear the area together. Even the level 50 boss was taken down with just 1 wind blade from Lin Chen. The Vermilion Bird and Sword Dragon both reached level 39. They were able to comprehend a new skill again. "I'll give you the Divine Beast Pill." Lin Chen traded with Lu Mengyao, then, they each fed their own pets. This time it's an A skill, Bloodthirsty Rush. Lu Mengyao immediately informed Lin Chen of the skill effect, consumes 100 health points per second to enter a rush state, increasing speed by 5 times. The sword dragon's speed was already not slow, much faster than the Vermilion Bird, which was a turret-type damage dealer pet. But compared to Lin Chen, a wind mage, the sword dragon was still much slower. Lin Chen's speed had reached 20 yards per second. What did that mean? In the game, Lin Chen could run 100 meters in just over 4 seconds, not even needing 5 seconds, during combat. Such speed could provide a great advantage. This was the strength of a wind mage. Although a wind mage was not the most powerful magic damage dealer, it was definitely the magic class with the strongest survival ability. After all, wind mages have skills that can even allow Lin Chen to fly in the air, increasing his speed by up to 10 times. Now that the sword dragon has this skill, its speed is even faster than Lin Chen's without using any skills. The Vermilion Bird, on the other hand, awakened another forbidden spell, Solar Flare. Solar Flare, the Vermilion Bird spews a 100-meter flame in front of it for 10 seconds, dealing damage equal to its own magical attack x 0.75 to all enemy targets in the area each second. During this time, the Vermilion Bird can adjust its direction. Cooldown time, 1 minute. Can be upgraded. The Vermilion Bird had now reached level 50. Its magical attack had reached a terrifying 30,000. The Vermilion Bird now had the ability to confront a level 70 boss, and could even take on a level 80 elite monster. This was the power of an extraordinary pet. In the loot box this time, there were 3 sets of high-quality cotton and 5 sets of 10,000 year Xian iron. There was also a magic formation blueprint at the end. Unfortunately, the blueprint was of a low level. It was a type of protection magic formation. Generally speaking, it would be used in private residences in the game. Lin Chen put it away, then they continued treasure hunting. Meanwhile, Zhang Chunlin also handed over 10 more divine beast pills. By the time they finished digging up the 200 high-quality treasure maps at 2 in the afternoon, the Vermilion Bird had reached level 80, and had awakened 2 more skills in the process. Vermilion Bird Master, Lin Chen Quality, Mythical Comprehensive Growth Evaluation, SS plus level, 80 Constitution, 1600 Strength, 800 Spirit, 2400 Agility, 800 Health Points, 32,000 Physical Attack, 6,400 Magical Attack, 48,000 Movement Speed, 8 yards/second. Innate skills, South Mingli Fire, Sky. Burning Ground Scorcher, Phoenix Rebirth Comprehended Skills, Fireball Chain, SSS, Solar Flare, SSS, God Level Magic Mastery, SSS, Flame Shockwave, SSS, God Level Magic Mastery, increases all skill damage by 20%, reduces all skill magic consumption by 20%, and has a 50% chance of not consuming magic value when casting spells, a 30% chance of recovering 5% of total magic value after using a skill. Flame Shockwave, after chanting for 5 seconds, the Vermilion Bird fires a flame in the designated direction, dealing 2 times its magical attack in damage to the target hit. Cooldown time, 2 minutes. Can be upgraded. A magical attack of 48,000 was not far from Lin Chen himself, who was fully equipped with divine gear. Moreover, it had 4 SSS skills. The God-level magic mastery not only increased all skill damage, but also completely solved the Vermilion Bird's mana problem. In other words, the Vermilion Bird had now grown into a pure damage-dealing turret. Additionally, the 200 high-quality treasure maps had also yielded a backpack full of crafting materials for Lin Chen and Lu Mengyao, as well as 20,000 gold coins. As for the various blueprints, as for the eternal crystals that Lin Chen wanted, there was not a single one. You could only say, it was really stingy, but there was also something that delighted Lin Chen. The only time he opened a loot box, he actually got a book, Comprehensive Fu, Talisman, Manual. After reading, gain 10,000 proficiency and familiarize yourself with various Fu, Talisman, crafting methods. To Lin Chen's secondary profession, this was practically a godsend. Lin Chen immediately read the Comprehensive Fu Manual, and the 10,000 proficiency directly promoted him to a Formation Master, and even a level 3 Formation Master at that. Let's go, we're heading back to the city. Lin Chen promptly asked Lu Mengyao to return to Sky Moon City. The reason for returning here was because this place was a private territory. To put it bluntly, you could sell anything here, and players could also buy anything. This included the entire Sky Moon City. Lin Chen planned to buy this city. In New World, there are countless major cities. These cities are collectively referred to as main cities. The so-called main cities are actually controlled by various game forces. New World is a world where thousands of races converge, and there are countless races in it, such as elves, giants, orcs, undead, and even vampires, werewolves, beast girls, and other elements. However, the ones who control the major main cities are the gods in New World, but this world is too big. Imbalance of power will lead to oppression and exploitation, and then opposition. Therefore, in addition to the major main cities, many cities have been built, and in the process of conquering and being conquered in the game plot, many abandoned cities or cities with sparse populations will emerge. These cities, the gods do not want to manage, but have become a playground for players. Many alliances or guilds, under the condition of sufficient funds, will buy a city as their alliance's main city. At the peak of New World online game, the value of a main city in it was not cheap. It could be compared to the price of a listed company, almost about 1 billion. But now, with the announcement of the game's shutdown, many alliances have started to sell various assets, and like the immovable property of the city in the game, there are definitely no players to take over. After all, the game is going to be gone. What's the use of buying a city again? Do you expect to come back to play in your dreams later? However, the cities in the game, if players don't buy, can also be sold to some NPCs, but these NPCs offer very low prices. But Lin Chen brought 1 billion gold coins when he wanted to buy Tianhua City. The other party was also a player, who had a little fame in the game, and was the president of the Jianghe Lake Sea Guild, Jiang Haihe. Lin Zhong Chensi, you are the guy who buys flashy eggs and opens Zhuke, right? Jiang Haihe even knew Lin Chen and took the initiative to greet Lin Chen. This time, he was sitting on the throne of the city lord of Tianhua City, but he didn't look majestic, but he was a bit downcast. There are also several NPCs here, obviously talking about prices. The city I bought for 1 billion gold coins. Now the gold coins have plummeted, and all have lost their capital, but they still want to lower the price, only willing to give 300 million. Jiang Haihe's voice was very dissatisfied. He looked at Lin Chen and said, if you want to buy, I will give it to you for 800 million gold coins. Okay, I want 800 million gold coins. Lin Chen smiled and said, this is my CP in the game. I want to give her a home in the game. There should be no home more majestic than the city lord's mansion, right? Haha, Jiang Haihe was very happy to see that Lin Chen had agreed to his price. Hearing Lin Chen's explanation for buying the city, he laughed and said, "The little brother is a lover, right? The game is about to shut down, and he still spends this wrong money. It seems that the younger sister should have a lot of feelings for this game." Ah, to be honest, who would not have feelings? You are all young people, you should only play for 3 to 5 years, I have been from the opening of this game to now, a full 20 years. Listening to Jiang Haihe's words, Lin Chen seemed to hear the sound of a broken heart. Jiang Haihe is said that he is still the boss of a listed company in reality, very powerful, but he spent 20 years of his time in this game. The result is so sighing, feeling the sadness of the middle-aged man in front of him, Lin Chen couldn't help but said, "President Jiang won't plan to destroy the number, right? 20 years of account. To be honest, I really can't bear it. But, the things that can be sold just sell some. In fact, many people know that I have invested a lot of money in this game, so after the game is going to shut down, my company's stock price has been falling, and I guess it won't take long for me to go bankrupt." Jiang Haihe said with a bitter smile, "I am now selling various assets, as long as they can sell money. Look at my equipment, now they are looking for someone to take over." In fact, after New World announced that it would shut down, there were indeed many people who went bankrupt. Businessmen in the game were one batch, and people like Jiang Haihe who invested heavily were another batch. Lin Chen originally didn't plan to say much. After all, such a big boss, even if he is going to go bankrupt, is not a class of people like Lin Chen in reality. If it weren't for the game to announce the shutdown, Lin Chen would find it difficult to chat with Jiang Haihe, but seeing Jiang Haihe's heartbroken look, Lin Chen still couldn't help but said, "Many people say that the game is the illusion in reality, but for some people who are addicted to the game, reality should be the illusion, right? I think President Jiang might as well change his mindset. If the company in reality really can't support it, why not just let it go? After all, you have the wealth that ordinary people don't have in their lifetime, so it's better to chase your dreams in the game. Change the mindset." Jiang Haihe pondered that he didn't say much. Soon Lin Chen quickly paid the gold coins and completed the transaction. Tianhua City, now it belongs to him. When Jiang Haihe bought it, he spent 1 billion gold coins, and now Lin Chen gave him 800 million. Looking at the loss of only 200 million gold coins, but you know, when Jiang Haihe bought this city, that 1 billion gold coins were real cash. And now, 800 million gold coins are less than 200,000. More than losing to Grandma's house. No wonder, Jiang Haihe's company's stock price will fall every day and is about to go bankrupt. After all, for a businessman, with such an investment in the game, no one will choose to cooperate with him. Lin Chen's words also stopped at the point. On the one hand, persuading Jiang Haihe to think more openly, on the other hand, telling him that as a businessman, Jiang Haihe has lost the trust and respect of others in the business field, and it is difficult to get up again. It's better to just play the game happily in the future. Announcement: Tianhua City has just completed the transaction, and the city lord is now Lin Zhongchensi. A game announcement sounded in the game.I and the World Channel. Naturally, some people are ridiculing, "It's this Lin Zhongchensi again, ha, a sucker. Now spending this wrong money to buy a city, isn't this a pure fool? This kind of sucker is really... Hey, is Lin Zhongchensi boss here? Do you see what you need? If I have it here, I will sell it to you right away." Lin Chen naturally didn't bother to look at the World Channel. Looking at it is the same, either ridicule or sarcasm. Lin Chen doesn't care. However, some people find Lin Chen's behavior suspicious. The game has announced that it will shut down, and the announcement is being issued every day, but there are still people investing money in this game. Is it really a fool, or does he have any inside information? Among these suspicious people, Shui Qian Li's guild president Shui Mo is one of them. Lin Zhongchensi. It seems that I have to find an opportunity to ask him. Shui Mo murmured to herself. First, he flaunted his vibrant egg, then he bought a city. Lin Chen's actions truly left many people puzzled. Now, Tianhua City had turned into Lin Chen's private city. This place was originally a city for players, but now that the Jianghe Lake and Sea Guild had withdrawn, the entire city was almost like a ghost town. However, Lin Chen seemed very satisfied. He said to Luyue Mengyao, "Next, let's go to the illusion tower in the city, level up our 2 pets to level 100, and then log out for the day. What do you think?" Illusion Tower. This was a special feature of Tianhua City. The Illusion Tower dungeon was a pure leveling dungeon, especially suitable for leveling up pets. This was because the Illusion Tower contained monsters from level 1 to level 100. This was why the Jianghe Lake and Sea Guild had spent 1 billion to acquire this city as their guild's main city. Now, all of this belonged to Lin Chen. "I'll set the permissions. I'll make you a deputy city lord." Lin Chen smiled and said, "In this way, you can enter the city directly whenever you want." There were no people in the city, however, there were guards. These guards were NPCs, similar to hired soldiers. They just needed to be paid a monthly salary. People without permission would be stopped by the guards at the gate. If they tried to force their way in, they would need to have enough strength to easily single-handedly take down a dozen level 80 elite monsters to have a chance of getting through. In addition, buildings like the Illusion Tower and the City Lord's Mansion could not be entered without permission. This was because these two places had protective formations. All the buildings in the city belonged to Lin Chen. If any NPC merchants or player merchants wanted to set up shop here, they would have to pay taxes to the City Lord. Now, there were no people in Tianhua City. NPC merchants also needed to make money. With no players here, who would they do business with? One could say that Lin Chen had bought a dead city, but Lin Chen didn't care. What if the end of the world came and monsters started invading the game? His city wouldn't lack people then. For the next 2 hours, Lin Chen and Luyue Mengyao were leveling up their pets in the Illusion Tower. This was to prepare for the upcoming dungeon. The new expansion had been released at 2 o'clock, but Lin Chen knew very well that no one would be able to clear the new dungeon until at least 3 days later. So, Lin Chen still had time. When the pets reached level 100, they could awaken a new skill. As always, they fed them with the Divine Beast pills, and the Vermilion Bird's 5th skill appeared. Blazing Hell. The Vermilion Bird brings the Blazing Hell to the human world. Within a 300-yard radius centered on itself, blazing crits will appear irregularly and unpredictably. When hitting an opponent, it will cause 3 times the magic attack damage and stun the opponent for 3 seconds. Cooldown time is 10 minutes, can be upgraded. Another powerful output skill. No, it should be said that this is a field control skill. Once Blazing Hell is activated, it is likely that no one would dare to approach the area where the Vermilion Bird is. This skill is particularly suitable for group battles, with a large range and strong damage. The only downside is the unpredictability of the blazing crits, which brings a lot of uncertainty, but Lin Chen was already very satisfied. Next, he didn't plan to continue to enhance anything. After all, he needed materials, so he decided to wait for the big discount tomorrow. Besides, Lin Chen knew Luyue Mengyao's game time. It was almost time for dinner in reality, and she had to log out. So, the two of them exited the Illusion Tower. Luyue Mengyao said to Lin Chen, "Rest early, okay? Take me to the Southern Heavenly Gate tomorrow." "Also, you," Luyue Mengyao suddenly stopped speaking. "What is it?" Lin Chen asked. "Nothing." Luyue Mengyao smiled. "You're keeping secrets now?" Lin Chen half-jokingly said. "It's really nothing. I'm logging out now, bye." Luyue Mengyao waved her hand, then, she logged out right there. Lin Chen found it a bit strange, but didn't think much of it. He didn't log out either, but stayed to study the formation blueprint he had obtained. According to the materials required on the blueprint, he needed 5 top-grade magic stones, and some talismans that he could handle the talismans himself, but he didn't have any top-grade magic stones. However, Zhang Chunlin definitely had some, so Lin Chen sent him a message directly. Zhang Chunlin mailed them over quickly. "This bit of materials, consider it a gift from your bro. By the way, I also got a set of equipment, but it's not as extravagant as yours. I got a set of top-grade equipment, still a grade below divine equipment." Even though it's just a set of top-grade equipment, if it were in the past, this would be worth tens of millions. Zhang Chunlin sent a voice message. "Not bad." Lin Chen laughed. "Why don't you come with me to the new dungeon tomorrow?" Zhang Chunlin quickly responded, "Sure. But I must declare that I'm a businessman, so my operation skills definitely aren't as good as yours." "No problem, just follow my instructions." "It's settled then." Lin Chen closed the dialogue box. He didn't intentionally try to win over Zhang Chunlin to play with him. Since Zhang Chunlin had this awareness and could get a good set of equipment, Lin Chen naturally brought him into the team to play. However, for the new dungeon, they probably still needed some teammates. "I can only find them slowly." Lin Chen wasn't in a hurry. He first started to try to study the formation. He went to a courtyard in the backyard of the City Lord's mansion. In the future, this would be his resting place. The City Lord's mansion itself already had a formation, but Lin Chen didn't care. He set up this formation in his own courtyard. It was like having an extra layer of insurance. At the same time, it was also to gain experience. It took half an hour to complete the formation. Then Lin Chen went back to his room to feel it. Actually, he didn't need to feel it. He could see the result directly from the attribute panel. In the formation, all of Lin Chen's attributes had increased by 30%. "Good guy, this is just a level 1 formation, and it's already added so much to my attributes. What if it's a level 10 formation?" Lin Chen was a bit scared to think. After all, it seemed that there was no level 10 formation in the entire New World game. The most common high-level formation was the city protection formation of the main cities. Lin Chen had learned that the relative race NPC attribute bonus in there had reached 2 times, but that was only a level 8 formation. Because of this, no red-named players dared to directly break into the NPC's main city. Anyone who could break in would probably become famous in one battle. After all, the guards of the NPC main city were powerful divine guards. Their strength had already reached level 120. With the addition of the formation, it was simply incredible. After the formation was set up, Lin Chen returned to the City Lord's mansion, sat on the City Lord's throne, opened the City Lord interface, and chose to recruit some craftsmen to build the city and renovate all the buildings inside. In this process, Lin Chen spent a full 1 billion gold coins. This money had to be spent, after all. It was uncomfortable to see his city in a broken and dilapidated state. This time, Lin Chen found that there was a special recruitment option in the City Lord interface. When he clicked to see, he found that he could actually recruit many different race NPCs, and these NPCs could all sign soul contracts. Soul contract. Once signed, betrayal is forever impossible. Should I get some? Lin Chen didn't think for too long before he decided to go in and take a look. Although he didn't know whether these NPCs would betray him when the game came to reality, this didn't prevent Lin Chen from riding a donkey to find a horse and seeing which NPCs he could recruit. However, what left Lin Chen speechless was that the level and strength of the NPCs inside were all astounding. Catgirl Clan. Strength evaluation, SSS, level 100, profession, assassin. Recruitment price, 30 million. Xiao Mei, Rabbit Girl Clan, strength evaluation, S, level 100, profession, priest. Recruitment price, 10 million. Xiaotian God General, Tengu Clan, strength evaluation, SSS, level 100, profession, berserker. Recruitment price, 30 million. Xiaoli, Fox Fairy Clan, strength evaluation, SS, level 100, profession, mage. Recruitment price, 20 million. Glory Knight Group, Group Leader Black Dragon Clan Dragon General, strength evaluation SSS, level 100, profession knight. Recruitment price 500 million, including entire Glory Knight group of 49 knights. There are so many good NPCs, this is too much. Generally speaking, refreshing the recruitment hull once a day and being able to count an NPC with S level strength is pretty good. What's going on here? Lin Chen quickly realized that it should be due to many players quitting or destroying their accounts, selling all their main cities, resulting in all these NPCs being unemployed. Looking at the strength and price list of these NPCs, Lin Chen was truly tempted. What to do? To gamble or not? If I win the gamble, my strength will surge. Even if I lose, the total is just about 600 million gold coins, according to the current market price, less than $10,000. Let's do it. Lin Chen gritted his teeth and sent another message to Zhang Chunlin. He directly asked for 1 billion gold coins. Now the price of gold coins has fallen again. 1 billion gold coins can be taken for $12,000. Then Lin Chen began to recruit. First recruited the entire Glory Knight group, and then the Cat Girl, Bunny Girl, Sky God General, Fox Girl were all recruited. Then Lin Chen also recruited a Glory Warrior group and a Glory Mage team. These two teams are not as expensive as the Knight group. The strength evaluation is slightly worse. Just spent all Lin Chen's gold coins, the light flickered, all the recruited NPCs came to the hull through the teleportation array. Sky God General, pay my respects to the City Lord. Dragon General, pay my respects to the City Lord. Hehe, Little Lee pays my respects to the City Lord. Hello, City Lord. Ah, City Lord, you are so handsome. I am Little Mei. Goodness gracious, just meeting. The bunny girl was practically all over Lin Chen. Although this is a game, new world, this game is just that real. Lin Chen even could feel some touches that made him swallow. Alright. Lin Chen stood up and said, from now on, you will be the 4 guardians of Tianhua City. Sky God General will guard the East City, Little Chi will guard the West City, Little Lee will guard the North City, and Little Mei will guard the South City. In addition, all 3 glory groups are renamed as Tianhua Group. You are responsible for rotating to guard each city gate. You can all go. Can I guard the City Lord's mansion? Little Mei looked at Lin Chen, a pair of cute and fair bunny ears twitching. This is too tempting.